Hello everyone, and welcome back to the world of Thetis. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. And today, I recently had a voice call with some of my Discord members and asked them what they would like me to do next. And from what I'm getting from them, it's probably the best thing for me right now. Looking at my journal, a lot of this premium content is going to occur. They didn't give me any spoilers, mind you, but a lot of this premium content I'll be able to get to as I go, and probably the best thing is to pick up some of the exclamation marks that I missed along the way. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I remember last episode, I think, or a few episodes ago, there was a moment when there was a guy that pinned a poster up on the Andrastian statue, and then he shot the arrow and like made it stick there when another woman tried to take it down. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna pick that quest up and I'm gonna play through that quest, and let's see how that goes. So yeah, let's get to doing that. And if you would like to interact with me and anything like that, please join the Discord. The link is in the description, and I look forward to seeing you there. All right, so let's keep going and get to that place that I want to actually go to. Um, okay, here it is. I finally found it. This is here in Hightown, the Chanter's Board. I remember a guy shot an arrow on this, and let's see what's going on here. Okay, duty. A grave crime was committed against all free-thinking men and women in the Free Marches. The ruling Vael family in Starkhaven, my family, was brutally murdered, down to the youngest babe in arms. This massacre was carried out by members of the Flint Mercenary Company. I hereby offer a bounty on the head of each Flint Company soldier in the Kirkwall vicinity, Prince Sebastian Vael. So he's a prince. What town or kingdom is it that he is a prince over? Is what I want to know. Apparently somewhere in the Free Marches. But his family was murdered by a mercenary group called the Flint Mercenary Group. Okay, let's accept that and see what's going on and why. So let's look at that new quest here. Oh, there's multiple stages to this quest, actually. Prince Sebastian Vael of Starkhaven, okay, there you go, has offered a bounty on members of the Flint Mercenary Company who killed his family. So search the Kirkwall docks at night for the Flint Company mercenaries, go to Sunder Mount to find the Flint Company mercenaries, and then go to the Wounded Coast to find... Okay, so all of these are Flint Company mercenaries. I don't know if I have to do all of them or if I just have to pick one. But I guess I'll go to the docks and see if I can find him there. But really quick, I just want to say, where is Starkhaven exactly? So I'm going to look that up on my map really quick. Okay, so here I am in my trusty little map, and if we zoom in here, we could see here, just north of Ferelden across the Waking Sea is Kirkwall, so that's where we are right now. But Starkhaven is across the Vimark Mountains, across the Free Marches, and way over here by the Menanter River. So Starkhaven is way up here. Um, it's, pretty far away, but still within the Free Marches area. And he's traveled all the way from Starkhaven across the mountains and into Kirkwall to post this message. I wonder why he's traveled so far to post this message. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll understand more of this later on, but let's get back to the game. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Kirkwall docks at night and see. I'll just do the first one, and then let's see if that's good enough. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay, so I need to go to the docks, and also I'm going to try to follow one thread at a time. So instead of doing like picking up 5 quests and, starting one and then, instead of doing that, I'm just going to stick with one quest and go all the way through. That way I don't forget what happened, 3 episodes ago when I picked up a quest, right? So I'm going to go to the dock. Oh, but I went during the day. 1 second. Let me get it there at night. There we go. Docks at night. Okay, so it looks to me like the quest is right here around the corner. So right over here, there's a disused passage. Oh boy, we got fighters. So these are the mercenaries. Flint Company mercenaries. Okay. Quest updated. Okay, so I guess I have to do that. I have to check all of these off.
I can't do that.
Oh, but can... Oh, I don't have a picker with me. Well, I guess I'm not getting in that chest right now. If we loot there, there's just some gold. There's a disused passage, which I would normally go in, but like I said before, I'm going to try to do one quest at a time, and I have a very suspicious feeling that if I go down there, it's going to start a new chain of quests. So I'm going to stick to the quest I'm at right now, but I'll just remember that I need to come back here because there's something interesting there that I want to know what's in that tunnel that goes underground. I will come back to that. But this is at the docks, so I just got to remember to come back to the docks, and there's like a sewer opening I can go into. So the next place I need to go is Sundermount. I don't think it really matters if it's day or night. Wounded Coast approach. I know I gotta go to the Wounded Coast and Sundermount, so let's just go to the Wounded Coast first. Aha, I think it's that right there. Yeah, there it is. So I've got to go this way, climb up the mountain. Ah, and then this direction. And there's Spindleweed. Nice. And it's crazy, you actually get a sovereign. Like, was there just like a sovereign hiding in the leaves?
You're beautiful! Give up now!
Get back! Now you fall!
Don't give them an inch!
On Rante, save me!
Aim for the throat!
Okay. So there we go. So that one. So I just got to go through and just keep, you know, basically just pounding these guys. That looks interesting. And I can't get. Oh, it's a simple chest, but.
Take a look at that.
Oh wait, who? Varric?
I'd love to.
Oh, nice. Cracked diamond. I'm sure those will come in handy at some point. I mean, diamond sounds like it's good. Got a nice little campfire there. That'd be a great place to read a lore book, but we don't have any lore books to read at the moment. But look at that beautiful sky. Like, Thetis has such a beautiful, like, it's such a beautiful universe, you know? It really is a gorgeous universe, and I'm glad that I'm living in it. I mean, that sky, it's just so pretty. And even the ocean and the rocks jutting out of the sea. I think it's called the Waking Sea, right? And there's a shipwreck down there. I kind of wish I could have gone there. That would be nice, but... Alright, let's keep going. We need to go to Sundermount. So we're going to go up there. Okay, so it's just around the corner, apparently. And I can already see... Yeah, I can already see a mercenary.
You gotta
Okay, I'll take it.
How about you?
Okay. I think that's everything. Now what? Well, we've completed everything. So now that we've completed everything, I'm not sure what to do now. What, do I just keep going? I guess let's just... I guess we leave out of here. I'm not really sure. There wasn't an update beyond just those are checked off. Oh, okay, yeah. I was supposed to go back to Hightown because I see I'm supposed to go to the Chantry here. Oh, the Chantry. Let's go to the Chantry. All right, here's the Chantry Courtyard. I've never actually been into the Chantry before. And am I crazy? Did this statue change? I thought it was a statue of Andraste before. Am I crazy? Has it always been a sword? Huh. I feel like my mind is playing tricks on me. Alright, but I think we're supposed to go here for duty. I've never been in the Chantry, but I can't wait to go in. Ah, there's Sebastian.
Your family can rest now. Their killers are gone.
Excuse me, who are... My post to the Chanter's board? Did Her Grace let that stay? I thought for sure no one even read, but you say you've killed them. You have my eternal gratitude, Sirrah. It is comforting to think my parents might now rest easily in their graves.
Wow. Definitely tell me about yourself. What's going on?
Who are you exactly?
I am Sebastian Vael, Prince of Starkhaven. Her Grace might prefer I introduce myself as a brother in the Chantry, but I could not stay after what happened to my family.
Yeah.
Who sent these mercenaries?
My family has ruled Starkhaven for 6 generations. We have enemies, but none who would identify themselves openly. A distant cousin of mine is claiming rulership now, but he is a bit simple. He can be no more than a pawn in this plot.
Yeah, who did this?
Surely you have a guess as to who was behind it.
My parents were always prudent in how they handled our nobles. They did not allow rivalries or resentments to flourish. The attack must have come from outside. Kirkwall is our largest trading partner. I came back here to find support for my claim, and perhaps for a clue as to who is behind this foul deed.
I see. It totally makes sense that he might come here to just try and find help. But I am curious why he's still alive.
Why didn't your family's enemies hunt you down as well?
That's why I took the offensive. Thanks to you, those Flint Company assassins are no longer a danger. I'm the last of my line. Unless I survive, my family will have no justice.
Well, I am glad I could help.
I hope their deaths bring you peace.
Thank you. More than I can say. I truly did not expect anyone but me to take up this cause. Consider this in advance. When I have secured my lands again, you will be paid royally. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must meet with the Viscount and petition him for aid to a fellow city.
Right. So that's interesting. He not only lost his family, but he lost the whole of... and we've got codex entries, which I'm definitely going to be reading. But he lost his lands. He said he's hasn't secured his lands yet. So if we go to the codex... Okay, so we've got two things. We've got the character and the city of Starkhaven. Let's do the character first. So let's read about Sebastian Vael and understand where he's coming from and understand him a bit more. Not too long. In the face of danger, sometimes the bravest thing is to stand back and trust that the Maker will see justice done. Well, I sure hope for you that justice is done. Sebastian Vael is the only surviving son of the ruling family of Starkhaven, which was murdered in a violent coup d'etat. Sebastian cannot forget the irony that he still lives only because his family was so ashamed of his drinking and womanizing that they committed him to the Kirkwall Chantry against his will. After initially rejecting the priest's lifestyle, Sebastian was more surprised than anyone when he realized that his show of faith had turned real. Wow, yeah, he actually did end up believing for real. And so the only reason he wasn't killed is because he was away. He was at the Chantry instead of at home, I guess. Since then, his belief in the Maker and his plan for Thetis have been unshakable. You know, you would think it would be shaken and doubt would enter your mind if your entire family gets murdered. I mean, I certainly would start to doubt my faith. Embracing his new role, Sebastian took vows of poverty and chastity to become a sworn brother of the Chantry, until word of his family's death forced him to take up worldly concerns once again. Grand Cleric Elthina, Sebastian's mentor and friend, hopes to convince him to walk away from the struggle for Starkhaven and return to the good works of the Chantry. Okay, so the Grand Cleric says, you know what, your family's dead, but just turn away from that place and just stay here with Andraste. That sounds suspicious. If I was the Grand Cleric, I wouldn't try to convince him to not avenge his family. At least I don't think so. I could understand. But now let's learn more about the actual place, the city of Starkhaven. Starkhaven, the largest city in the Free Marches, sits on the bank of the Great Minotaur River. Yes, we looked at that earlier on the map. I remember my visit to the city quite clearly. I was taken up the river by barge, a cumbersome vessel that moved at a stately pace, and disembarked by the city's central square, an impressive space with marble foundations and surrounded by kingly estates. Wow, sounds like a nice place. Starkhaven's wealth was truly a sight to behold. A path paved in granite led up to the grandest building I've ever seen. My guide indicated that this was the residence of Starkhaven's ruler, Prince Vael. Wow, he must have a nice place back home. We supped at the table of my guide's closest friend. I was presented with a variety of dishes from the region. One in particular stood out: fish and egg pie, Starkhaven's most famous dish. 3 deboned fish, caught just that day, were cooked in a porcelain vessel with boiled eggs, dried fruit, spices, and thickened cream, all topped with a light crust. Superb. That actually does sound superb. I would totally eat that. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar, Brother Genetivi. Amazing. So it basically just gives us the idea that this is a beautiful place, and it has beautiful mansions, and Prince Vael has an awesome mansion back there. We even learned a little bit about the best food, or the well-known food there. I can level up. I'll keep it quick. So I think Constitution is kind of good, but it seems that it's not like super important. And I'll just keep going with my sword and board thing that I'm doing. Shield wall is good. Let's confirm that. And let's get back. Okay. So that was interesting. I was really nice to see that there. But let's keep going and pick up some more of those exclamation points. There's lots of other quests to do. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to that sewer grate. I saw a sewer grate in the docks. Let's go back to that and see exactly what that was. I want to go underground. What is underneath the city of Kirkwall? I'm sure it's some pretty creepy stuff. Okay, so here we are at the docks, and I'm coming back to that sewer grate that I found. Oh, but now it doesn't... Oh, you know what? I think it has to be at night. Let me come back at night, actually. Okay, so now that I'm here at night, will it show... Yes, a disused passage. What is in here? Okay, hey, team, do you guys want to go underground? Actually, let me get a different party. I've had this party for quite a while. Let's swap up the party a bit, and then we'll go underground. Okay, so I swapped up my party a bit. I have Isabella and Fenris and Meryl with me, just to kind of give everybody a chance. Okay, let's see what's underneath Kirkwall. I cannot wait to see what's in the... I remember reading that there's a lot of expansive sewers down here. Okay, so apparently there are people that live here, or it looks like they live here. There's like beggars and stuff. What is this? Oh, wait, what? Who are these people? Thugs? Okay, thugs. It kind of makes sense that you would find thugs in a place like this.
I'll deal with this! Now you fall!
Oh, that guy's afraid. Ooh, who hit me? That guy. Oh, shit, I gotta get up. There you go. Okay. Bonnie Lynn?
You all right?
Want the best? Take it from the worst. Then sell to specialists like you. Always willing to give a discount to the people who save my skin.
Oh, okay, so he's like a merchant. Oh, nice. So he's got some cool, like, different weapons and stuff. An enchanted stiletto. I feel like she might enjoy that. She can have. Now she's dual wielding. She wasn't dual wielding before. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that. Okay, so let's coterie alchemist. Let's keep exploring this area and see what's all here. Whoa! Okay, that was close. There's just fire blowing out of... oh, it's like a puzzle. I've got to go a little at a time. Ah, Jesus. Let's disarm that switch. There we go. Okay, so whoever set this up does not want us back here. Oh, and they're just chilling back here like everything's cool. How does that make any sense? They're like, yeah, whatever. Flaming walls. No big deal. Oh, we got more thugs. Okay, so we've thoroughly explored pretty much everything that was that could have been down here. And if I go through this door, where does it lead to?
Kirkwall Knights aren't safe.
Wow. The Redwater Raiders?
One less to worry about.
Wow, there's a lot. Quite a few. Ooh, that skill did a lot of damage. Okay, so we've got some gold to pick up. More of them.
Is that all you got?
Dang. Oh, okay, so we're back on the surface here. A badly copied leaflet. Take back our streets. Ferelden refugees, Qunari soldiers, who's next? Tevinter slavers snatching children out of their beds. This ends now. Send a message that Kirkwallers will not accept this. We must band together to drive foreign waste from our doorstep. Reclaim the free marches for the marchers. If you care about our future, join the Friends of Kirkwall. Reclaim our city. Okay, people are very upset. Some people are very upset. What we're going to do next is we're going to do some main plot material, but we're not going to do the Deep Roads Expedition because I don't want to go to Act 2. But let's start with Enemies Among Us. Speak with the Templar recruits in the Gallows Courtyard to find out what happened to Kieran. Okay, so let's mark that as active. I don't remember Kieran at the moment, but I'm sure I'll be reminded when I get there. Back to the Gallows. Oh.
I've heard about the Circle of Magi outside of the Imperium, but I've never been in one. Are you certain it's wise for us to come here, considering who we're with?
Well, I mean, we've come here so many times before.
Maybe not. but we'll be cautious.
This seems more like a prison. I wonder if it's more effective than the circle I know.
What is it like in Tevinter?
How is the Imperial Circle of Magi different?
Once upon a time, it was as it is here. The Chantry watched the Magisters closely for any signs of corruption or weakness. Then it changed. The Magisters were permitted to watch over their own, and Templars kept only to enforce the law. What happened next was inevitable. The Magisters rule again, as powerful as they ever were.
You said the Chantry used to watch the Magisters. Why did they stop?
You must remember that the attitude towards magic is different in Tevinter. Magisters came from wealthy families, bloodlines that had nurtured magical talent for countless generations. The Chantry was not trying to control poor peasants, but the scions of the greatest houses in the Imperium.
I thought the Magisters had been thrown down by the Chantry.
On the contrary, Andraste never defeated the Imperium. A great army conquered the south, but not the north. The Magisters eventually surrendered to the Chantry, but they did so on their terms. They kept their influence. Thus, they reclaimed what they lost over the centuries. Some battles are lost by inches.
Wow. Exactly why are those Magisters so terrible?
You talk about the Magisters as if they are all evil.
I have no doubt that some are good and noble men, strong enough to resist temptation. But how many temptations do you wish to offer a man before he will give in? Blood magic is everywhere in Tevinter, from the lowliest apprentice up to the Archon himself.
You can't have seen this for yourself.
Daenerys talked about it often. Of course, they say it's forbidden. Behind the smiles and closed doors, however, it's a different matter. To be a Magister in Tevinter is to be glorious. To be a powerful Magister in Tevinter, that is worth any price.
Wow, so he has his suspicions that the Chantry or the circle in Tevinter is filled with blood mages, on up to the Archmage, all the way to the very top. That's very interesting.
You're saying the same thing could happen here?
If the mages were permitted to be their own watchers, of course. It is too easy for a mage to resort to blood magic if they feel the need is great enough. A mage can desire power, justice, revenge, protection. Any cause will do, and then they are lost.
Yeah, well, not all mages are bad, okay? My sister's a mage.
You can't say every mage is corrupt.
All I am saying is the Imperium offers no answer. All that Andraste did long ago to end the tyranny of magic has been undone.
She freed our people as well, but it was your Chantry that ended that.
And who enslaved us in the first place? Don't be naive. Power corrupts, as they say, and mages have power enough already.
Well, I think it's kind of wrong to oppress mages. I'm sympathetic toward them, so...
Treating every mage like a criminal isn't the answer.
And not every mage deserves the benefit of the doubt.
Injustice cannot be answered with injustice.
Freedom is a
Speak,
noble
Meryl.
ideal, but I see no oppression here. I see fear and danger. But enough. I'm sure we came here for a reason.
Yeah, we did come here for a reason. New Codex, Tevinter Magisters. Interesting. I definitely want to read this Codex entry to see how they do things there. Before it became the Imperium, Tevinter was ruled by a dynasty of kings, and long before the Chantry there was a Circle of Magi, the society of mages in each city. The titles our modern circles use, Enchanter, Senior Enchanter, First Enchanter, all originated here. But above the First Enchanter, the circles of Tevinter had another office, Magister. The Magisters formed a council of the most powerful mages in the kingdom. They convened in Minrathos and held dominion over all magic in the land. When Daenerys seized the throne in 1195 Ancient, the court of the Magisters became the royal court. The Magisters was the only title of nobility recognized in Tevinter. Oh, wow. So let me understand this. So the most powerful mages got together and they became the royal court once Daenerys took over. Now, this was a long time ago. This is 1195 Ancient, so this was a long... Oh, and I'm saying that wrong. It's Darinius, because Daenerys is the other guy that's related to Fenris. Darinius. The Imperium today is a magocracy. The Imperium today is a magocracy. Magocracy? I don't know how to say that word. Political power is solely in the hands of the Magisters, who come only from the ranks of the Circle. Every young mage aspires to be a Magister's apprentice because it's the best chance of ascending to the rank of Magister themselves. From the Black City, Black Divine, a study of the Tevinter Imperium by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Wow, so Tevinter is very different than what I understand. The Magisters are actually in charge, which is surprising. Where is Tevinter exactly on the map? Let me pull that up. Okay, so here in my trusty map, we can see the Tevinter Imperium way up here above the Silent Plains, far away from the free marches. We're here in the Tevinter Imperium. There are these different places. I don't know exactly where the capital of Tevinter is. I've heard of this name, Weishaupt, before. Kal Sharok, I've heard of that place before. But apparently this is the Tevinter Imperium. I'm not sure exactly where the capital is. Okay, so it's actually just far north up here. And the way they do things here in this area is that mages are very influential. And they seem to be the only nobility that is recognized besides the king, of course. So, interesting to know. Let's get back. Okay, so Tevinter Magisters, very interesting. But what did we come here for? We actually came here for enemies among us. I need to speak with the Templar recruits of the Gallows Courtyard to find out what happened to Kieran.
Do you know a recruit named Kieran? His sister is looking for him.
We cannot speak to you, Mercer.
To the void with that. Karen and the others are missing.
But our orders...
The Knights aren't doing anything to find them. Maybe it's time to ask for outside help.
Wait a minute. So there's a missing Templar, and it almost sounds like they were instructed to not go find them.
Why must you keep silent about Karen?
You obviously aren't a Templar, Mercer.
A Knight Lieutenant gives you an order, and you obey, without question. They told us not to breathe a word about Karen and the others.
They must have their reasons.
And that'll be a great comfort if you go missing next.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
I wasn't even certain Karen was missing. Who else is gone?
The first one's disappeared weeks ago. There's been at least half a dozen. Wilmot and Karen were the most recent.
Okay, well, I definitely want to... I'm very intrigued by this.
You can trust me. I'm only trying to keep Karen safe.
I hear that Knight Commander Meredith has some new initiation you have to go through. If you're not strong enough or fervent enough in belief, you don't make it out alive.
Seems to me a weak Templar would die just as quickly.
And you honestly believe that?
Recruits keep going missing.
Wilmot came back.
What?
He did. I saw him this morning.
Okay, so there's a new initiation ritual to becoming a Templar, and that's probably where all this is coming from.
What else do you know about the initiation?
You hear about some... questionable things that the Order must do these days. The Knight Commander only wants Templars that can do... what must be done.
Andraste alive. She's killing recruits that might question her orders, isn't she?
That's rubbish. She wouldn't do that.
Can you tell me anything else?
Wilmot told me he was going outside Kirkwall. Clear his head, he said.
Why didn't you tell us this?
Knight Captain Cullen ordered it, right before he chased after Wilmot. That wasn't too long ago. If you hurry, you may catch them on the road.
Okay, some very weird stuff. Fenris rivalry is plus 15. Oh, because I'm helping out mages, that's why. Meryl's happy about it, though. So we can see that we need to look for Knight Captain Cullen and Wilmod in Wilmod's camp outside Kirkwall. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on there. We need to go outside, look for Knight Captain Cullen. Apparently, something suspicious is going on with the lieutenant of the Knight Commanders, of the Templars, and there's a new ritual going on. And I really want to know, what is this new ritual? What is this shady behavior all about? And this episode has gone on for a decent amount of time. So we're going to end it here. And next episode, we're going to pick up where I left off here. And we're going to find out what is with Knight Commander Meredith. What is these suspicious orders about? What is this new initiation? Very curious stuff. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And thank you so much for joining me in this adventure. I will see you next time.